Hello buddies, this is Game Night. Welcome to Knock on the Coffin Lid. This is a game by Red Boon and it is currently in early access on Steam. I'll put the link in the description down below if you want to check it out. I got this game from them and I'm pretty impressed. This is a roguelike deck builder game with a pretty unique approach to the same strategy build as Slay the Spire. I really enjoyed the graphics of the game as well, and they recently added a new class or character to the game as well, which is really awesome. Now, I wanted to show you guys the beginning, and then I'll show you the new class that they've added afterwards. So you can have 3 games here. There's going to be 3 characters, at least to begin with, when they are done. And I'll start the first character here. So let's watch the intro and get on to it. And there we go. He has then opened up the casket for Percival. This is the first character that you can play with. And then we have Björn, which is an elf character. Let's go next. Here you start with picking what trait you want your character to have. So the first one that is available at the first level is gain 5 armor at the start of the battle. With level 10 you unlock gain extra 50 gold per battle. So when you start over you can get the gold digger instead. Later at level 20 you can get knight. If hit points over 80, gain 1 strength and 1 agility, 1 energy. Energy are for using cards, and strength increases your damage output, and agility I think is evasion. And then veteran after you finish the journey. Really cool. I like that. So there's some replayability. Then you have this sort of mechanic where you can choose your difficulty. You can take a chance, get all the different debuffs and buffs that you want, basically. So here you if we clear, there we go. It needs to be in balance. So if you have this gifted, you get an extra card that can be upgraded in the camp. Usually it's just 1, and that is a -6. So now you're at -6, so you need to have some difficulties to make up for it. So your character gains less gold, 10%, and you can gain 5 of those, so 50% less gold for each battle. You can increase the enemy's hit points by 50%, 100% actually, 20%, random buffs, etc, etc. So, or you can just go with without any buffs or boons or difficulties to begin with, which is fine. Let's go next. Knock on Coffin Lid. Bah! He raises him from the dead. And then you have the interaction in game. And so I set out, feeling a vague anxiety, confused and discouraged. I couldn't even imagine how much things had changed. I had no idea of the dangers that were waiting me. You're a warrior, and you're already used to dangers. Don't blame me. So this is Mortis talking to Percival. Any story must have an element of surprise in it. I really like these small interactions with these two characters during this story that you're playing out. What you do is you go in here, you attack here one enemy or two or three, depending on what's in there, of course. You have some question marks. You can sort them even here. See, mark them. So you can find, oh, I want to find this special one. It's there. So I want to go to that. And you can click here and it'll show you the path that you need to take. These are bosses. These are normal enemies. These are events. These are camps. These are chests that you get a reward from. These are special events that are in this scenario here. This is, I think, shop. Yeah, that's the shop. And then you have the boss. Now there's, in the first one, there's two bosses you can pick between. This one or that one. And you go down to either one of them. On this side, you have different enemies than you have here. So there's always going to be something new to explore, even during a replay. Now let's just take a couple of matches here so you can see how Percival works. So here we get into the combat screen. You get a set number of cards, and these cards are based off both the character that you chose, but also the weapons and shields and armor you wear. So this is very much different from any other game I know. As you can see, there's an armor amount here, and this is the armor there. At the end of the turn, gain 1 block for each armor. Lose 1 armor on hit points loss. And we have the same thing, but just with 5. So if you lose hit points, you lose 1 armor. Otherwise, it's gonna regenerate every single turn. So we're gonna crush him. Deals 8 damage, so 4 damage, and gives him exposed, so he takes 50% more damage from further attacks. And as you can see, we reduce his armor by 1. You have energy here, 3 energy that you can spend, and you can see the cost here. We just spent 2, so we have 1 left. He's gonna deal 8 damage, but we can block that by going 5 block and gain 5 when we end turn. So we have 10, it's gonna block the 8. Pretty straightforward. It gets harder. It gets harder. So he gained 3 armor and we want to remove that. So let's deal 8 damage 2 times. Sweet. That's because of the exposed. And then we have lunge. Let's do that. The adaptive means that it can evolve into a different card. I think it's 3 different cards that you can choose from. The same goes for the guard. So when you evolve it at a campsite, you gain a different type of card, and you can evolve it into one of these 3. This one is given, you can see, from equipment here. So the block is given from our shield. Alright, let's we have 1 left, so he's gonna deal 8 again, so we block once more. We don't want to take damage to our health. You can also get the one card that is a focus card. Focus cards will be buffs that you put on your character so that they stay throughout the entire combat. And you can get that one that fortifies him, so when he gains armor, he doesn't lose it in the turn after. 6, 6, 5. Very classic Percival. Very classic Slay the Spire. I feel he is not as interesting as the other characters, so we're gonna go over and take a look at him. At the end of every combat, you get some rewards. You get an extra card. This, you can see, is Bolstering Guard. This has been upgraded. So this has a green dot here. You gain 5 block and 2 strength for 1 turn. And by strength, as I said, increases your attack damage by 1 per strength. Pretty cool. Once you defeated that, it turns yellow, and then you can carry on to the next. You can always check your inventory here, your character, your items. As you can see, this is the one that gives that a double blow. And the shield is here. You gain 2 of these cards. Block. Better than nothing. And you can find different items from bosses in the world, from the store, and you can put these on, and they give different buffs and bonuses. You can also carry 3 different, or 3 of the same potion for every run here, and you can gain more, of course. And you can see your gold and your hit points there. Now let's just back out, because I want to show you. So if we go to the main menu, yes, and then we end the campaign. Yes. You return to me here and now until grown tired of your failures, or until you fulfill your destiny. So that means you get total time spent. You when you end, if you get defeated or you just ended, you show how many battles you've had. It gives you points, 5 points for 1 battle, and difficulty, your score accumulates more. And then you gain levels. Now, this is the level of this playthrough, the character here. And at the next level, you gain the second reward here. We can't really see, I can't show you, but it gains some different buffs and some items, cards, new cards that you are rewarded with. And then at 10, you get the next character reward. At 20, you get the last one. Cool. Try again. You pick that and you go next. He wakes up. Good morning, sir. And there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Main menu, thank you. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my other game here and continue. Now this is the elf. He is just released the other day. Newly implemented. Very, very newly implemented. So most of the cards don't even have graphics on them yet, still VIP. But this guy is so much fun to play. He's very unique, I feel. This is his starting axe. As you can see, the description says weapon Bjorn start axe description. Gives bloodletting, deal 8 damage if damage is dealt to hit points, inflict 4 bleeding. So we want to have a lot of bleeding with this character. I'll show you why when we go into a battle. This is really cool as well. At the start of the turn, I draw 1 extra card. I got this from defeating the boss. So when you go through and you defeat the last boss, you get a choice of 3 items. This was the one I chose. You gain 1 strength and gain 1 energy. I really can't stress enough how good energy is, but it's not that good on him. I'll show you why in a moment. Bear Spirit Armor increases maximum hit points by 15, and each third instance of playing a skill gain 1 strength. And these boots are brilliant. This one, if you can get these boots on Bjorn, it really works well, because he has a lot of burn cards. It increases his maximum hit points by 5, and each time you a card is burned, you draw 1. Alright, we got some potions here as well. Evasion potion, 2 energy potion, and return a burned card of your choice to your hand. I can show you, see, it just says VIP. This is a skill, this is an attack on some of these, because they haven't implemented the graphics yet, but the cards still work. Let's go here, see what this is. This is one of the events. Some local priest came to me with his sermons. It turned out that it was just an excuse to talk about a delicate issue. Let's talk to him. He needed an assassin to deal with a gang of cannibals, but he wanted to keep it a secret because the other inhabitants didn't mind cannibals. What a hospitable place. I'll probably move here after I eat that Sigmund's alive. Agree. Each of these can have different outcomes. So when I click agree, it can have one outcome, and leave will have another. It records it, so for your next Let's Play playthrough, there we go, cannibals. For your next playthrough, that will actually show. So it in this one, it would show a combat icon. So you know, I've done this before. I know that it's going to end up with a combat. Now, why is Bjorn so different from Percival? Well, for one, he's an elf. And for the second one, he's a werewolf. He gains notches upon taking damage and dealing hit point damage with attacks. This is his weak form, so the cost of his cards are doubled, but he doesn't spend energy, which brings me to why my necklace doesn't really give me anything but strength. Because he spends health. So he takes damage when he uses an attack, which gives him a notch, and at 5 notches, he's gonna transform into a werewolf. So now we can start by, let's see, deal 3 damage, draw 2, which is really cool. And as you can see, you could spend all of these. It's not limited to spending just 3 cards, for instance, or 2, because you're spending your health. And the cool thing is, Bjorn has a lot of ways to regain health as well. Especially these, instinctive. Instinctive changes or gives an additional effect to the card if the prerequisite is met. Some of them don't even have prerequisites. So here you can deal 7 damage, and if the target is bleeding, it will be instinctive. So here we can deal 9 damage, and if damage is dealt to hit points, we inflict bleeding. So we want to do that. Cannibalism upon death of an ally changes intention to absorption. Okay. And rebirth. Fine. Let's just start by bleeding this guy. Now we bled him, so we'll do the instinctive. Then you get 3 choices. You can inflict 2 bleeding, you can restore 10 hit points, or you can deal 6 damage and gain 1 ward. Ward, yeah, negates the next debuff. I'm gonna inflict some more bleeding here, because we've only taken 3 damage, so it's fine. Then we're gonna gain evasion and barbed. And there we burn a card, so that card will not be available again. But that means we draw a card as well. So we can do an evasion. So we have 4 evasion right now. So these 4 attacks, that's actually 3 attacks in itself, which is terrible. 3 and 4, these 2 attacks will be nullified. Now if I use one more attack, I turn into a werewolf. So let's do that and draw 2. Just keep chalking on him. There we go. Bjorn is ready. Bjorn is ready. And now this one, unexpected turn, will deal 12 damage, because when he's in Lycan form, he deals 50% extra damage, and now they cost notches. So suddenly you have a resource that is different from before, But that's also limited, because if you reach 0 notches, you'll turn back into your weak form. This is so, to me, this is very, very interesting and very, very different from anything I've seen in any of these card games. I really, really love this. I think the will to live is awesome, because when you draw it, you gain 2 hit points, but when played, you gain 5. Burn it, and you also gain 2 balm if you're in lichen form. So always, if you can, wait with this until now. So now we regenerate 2 hit points every turn. Very important. And we gained another card because we burned a card. When playing it, select one of the effects. Deal 5 damage 2 times or deal 1 damage 6 times. So yeah, let's just do that. We still have 2 and then 1. We could do talent. Talent, not focus. We could do the talent. Each time you gain savagery. Gain 1 strength when in lichen form. Next time you gain 1 extra strength. Let's do that. So that stays with us. That costs us 2, so I don't want to turn into my human form just yet, but you do wanna do that. The notches regenerate the turn after, and we take 6 damage. That's fine. As you can see, we regenerated 2, and then we got another will to live, which regenerated 2. And then we can regenerate another 5, as well as gain 2. Now, if we reach Eternal Thirst of 5, that means stay in lichen form for 5 turns. We gain Mind Breakdown. This is terrible. You don't want to go there, because it means that all your cards in your current hand gets burned, gets unused. You cannot use them, and you only draw 2 cards every single turn. It puts you in a really awkward situation. Also, you take 2 damage at the end of the turn with Eternal Thirst. It doesn't stack though, so you don't gain 4 damage, 6 damage. But you don't want to stay in your lichen form. If you go out of the lichen form, it decreases by 1 for each turn. This is the accumulated rage. We wanna get that going. So this is the savagery that I was talking about here. Okay. Bloodletting, 17 damage and 4 bleeding. Let's keep that going. And this is 9 damage and 3 bleeding on all enemies. Perfect. I do have another focus that will give me stitches. I'll see if we can't draw that. Let's get this on and then restore some hit points. And we go back into our normal form. The balm still stays, so it doesn't matter too much. And we can shapeshift right away with this one for 4 hit points. And we gain another 5 notches. So that's a good way to, if you have the shapeshift at least, to just switch it around a bit. Ow. This guy's hurt. Okay. 7 scarring. Here we can gain 7 scarring. So this will be discarded if we gain hit point, take damage. So this would be 3 damage and we gain 7. And then 2 times 3 again. Another will to live. Let's do that. Oh, nice. 15. When drawn, gain 3. When played, gain 10 hit points. And gain 3 balm. Oh, yeah, we need that. We need that. Gain 1 spirit each time you change form. But can we, at the start, can we turn back again? 1, 2, 3. Not really. Not really. But I really like it. So this is the one, Blood Ablution. We gain 4 scarring for every bleeding enemy. So all of these are bleeding. But we'll turn into our human form. If we do this, we gain 1 spirit though. There we go. And then Blood Ablution. It's fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry. Deal 11 damage? Yeah. Apparently the game didn't really like me hooking it and playing, so I've changed to borderless and recording the desktop instead. So this is probably because it's in beta. I don't know. It was working fine for 30 minutes. But I'm back and I'll just get to the same point as before. Just gonna take a sec. I feel like we have this pretty nicely under control. He's gonna take 18 damage, 17 damage in 2 turns. We're at 96 hit points. Perfect. Right, let's see if it'll hold up. It's around here. It crashed last time when I used fisticuffs. I mean, it's a lot of damage, so I get why it might not like that. So I wanted to do that, and then still want to be. Yeah, let's do this one instead. Let's see if it crashes. Please don't. It did. Let me just pause it. Alright, instead let's try and refuse him. Let's see what happens. There we go. I think I know these guys. The Might Cult, right? I saw them in the palace. These fanatics were part of the Millennius plan too, I suppose. You're very observant and shrewd, unlike Ingvar. It was strange indeed that the Lord would tolerate such visitors. Fellow humans were his weakness. He dreamed of uniting all the humans on this side of the northern ridge. But I'm not one of his people. Still, he didn't drive me away either. A native protector of the outcasts. As you can see, the story seems to be pretty much in place for this guy as well. There's been some narration during the last mission that I was on, and this seems to be. I've never made it this far with Percival, so I have no idea what that is. It bugged out on that fight. I don't know if maybe it's the effect of the revive. I have no idea. But it's always when I kill someone, it just backs out. But this is early access. This is the first time I've had a crash though in this game. I want to say that. I want to stress that. And this is the public beta for this class or character. But if you feel like this is something that you would like to check out, the link is in the description down below, and they are really responsive on the Steam forum as well. It seems to be they really want to make this into the best game that they can for you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll cut it here so we don't have any more crashes. But I think I showed the gist of the game at least. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you felt about this game, if you're gonna check it out. If you want to see some more gameplay, I'll probably pop back to the normal character Percival and play that if you guys want to see more. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful game night.